jank, because it's not like I prepared anything else more, but hey, as it turns out, well, two things. First, I wasn't even linking correctly because I was opening the wrong one, and two, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I should just hit the random button, because it doesn't really matter. We're just here to just do stuff, although I was supposed to also queue up characters. Guess that's not happening for the moment, but that's why I say this is going to be jank, because if I insert some things as I get into Herald, Eldritch Parasite, character exclusive random item jury, yeah, we'll do things in between runs, and this will just be this is definitely going to be a chill stream, because we are going to be fighting the same enemy and running into the same event more than a few times. I don't think we even want to, I think it's just 2 new enemies, right? In this next update of what I'm using here, Charisma, Strength, second Takshi, Light if we even get there, but we're gonna save the custom, quote-unquote custom mystery for later, because it's not even a custom mystery, it's mainly just a template mystery, so I can, well, before this stream, test things out, but now it's used to showcase things, so we're gonna see what happens. Disregard the name that you might see from the mystery, because it doesn't mean anything, but again, we'll save it for later, and if we somehow die before that would be weird, but I guess we'll find out. Teacher, Botanist, Flood. Well, guess I know what we're gonna get into. Normally, I set the enemy to not be able to be escaped from, or you can't escape from the enemy that I set in this custom mystery, but forgot to do that, so we'll treat it as if we can't run away anyway. So what are we doing here? We're doing a thing. We are looking for Mind Drain and our Ghostly Spirit. That's what we're doing. That's how we play Eldritch Parasite. And away we go. So if we have more Doom, I guess what I can do is just check in later, but it'll depend on how much Doom I have. I guess that's what I should do after I get one or the other, either Ghostly Spirit or Mind Drain. I should just check to see if I have some Doom to spare, and if I do, I can pop into the History Club. If I don't, then obviously we don't. But that's why I said maybe I should just start doing that more. That way it gives me more room to kind of adapt. Although, again, we don't know what's going to come or what won't. Still, though, I think it'd be a better idea, usually. Nice 10 roll, by the way. But yes, otherwise this is just going to be a barely modified run. I should really have set up characters. I guess I'll do that in the meanwhile. Not that I can really do that while I'm playing, but we'll do it. I'll think about it after the run. By the way, we're in Teacher right now, right? So let me just make sure I can set up a thing, as I accidentally have done a thing. So it'll be fine for the moment. I'll just put the sensor up preemptively, and you know what I was also doing? I was looking at something else, because I was taking a look into Dwarf Fortress. That game is free, by the way, if you didn't know. I also never got a weapon, I just realized. But that's fine for the moment, because Dwarf Fortress does have not a premium version. What's the version? What do I want to say exactly? Oh, that's right, because we have Ghostly Spear. That's why I was not doing things properly. We're gonna gamble on a 90, but that didn't happen. But let me get to this, because I'm trying to pull something up and I can't pull it up. I could Ghostly Spear this school as well. I probably should, all things considered, so that I can two-turn this without taking too much damage. So let's do that, and away we go. We lost stamina anyway, we might as well use the stamina that we lost. We lost Bath, doesn't really matter, except for experience, it doesn't matter, but oh my goodness, Sensor and me. And let's get to the level up. Oh, I just need to pull this up. Pain! You'll know as much because I didn't even do certain things when I put the stream up to schedule, but should be fine now. By the way, didn't get a single generic general perk. Oh my goodness. I was looking into Dwarf Fortress and figuring out how to play it again. I do have my own little way of playing it, but it's mostly based on a guide, so it's not really that special. I just realized I have Ward into Flood, and I never got the Hospital Pass. Well, okay. But yeah, I do have a certain way of playing. I basically just follow the guide just to get a feel of things, but when I'm learning, you know, certain specific things like making an aqueduct, irrigating a farm, so on and so forth in Dwarf Fortress, yeah, it's kind of it. Is important. Also, it went through I think we can call it a major update change, right? Because it is now in 50.3, I want to say 50 point something. I know there's been I think maybe 50.12 if I were to guess. because I think it went through a few iterations. But regardless, basically that game, you know, has been changed somewhat. I think even the UI looks a bit different, but again, I don't remember. I do know that I'm not using any more starter packs because, well, I don't know how many people have even tried updating their everything for Dwarf Fortress. Not much else to say. People have either updated or they haven't. But with what's in the game, you do need to go through a very thorough testing phase, I can see. Even though the game is, I mean, if you just download it right now, I think it's like less than 20 megabytes, I even want to say, but it's the amount of processing power you need, depending on how far you want to go, does make a change. I should really do a trying to play video if I'm really hyping this up so much, but it's what it is, so I can do this. Unfortunately, I can't Ghostly Spear the other nurse, but for the sake of a single item at all, yeah, let's do it. Oh my goodness, can I please hit 3 kicks in a row? I just want that. Now I just need to hit, well, I still need to hit 3. Thankfully I did, but could have gotten really bad there. And then we'll take the steak knife. Not that we're really going to use it, but hey. Again, I should have at least prepared a... I should have at least been playing a custom character. I'll do that right after this run. I'll just pick some kind of pseudo randomly also. I could throw this steak knife. I probably should, all things considered. Yeah, I'm going to throw the steak knife. And let's get out. Maria is giving us cigarettes, which is usually a nice thing for me. Oh my goodness, I can't speak correctly right now. But if we never get cigarettes, that does present a problem. Also, we're in Flood now, so we are also experiencing another type of problem. And away we go. Just to make the custom event / enemy and enemy harder, not / and I will be taking the custom mystery 4th or 5th for the sake of, you know, increasing the difficulty, but it's not like the enemies I'm including are particularly boss level as well, unless I change them myself. Again, we're just using the... Oh my goodness, really? I missed that. We're just using the Going Dental 1.02 event and enemy, and I'm probably just going to pull more, depending, which is why, yes. I should have just prepared all this beforehand, but I was testing things out really at base, just to make sure things worked. I might not even survive that long. But we'll do our best. Let's just level up now. I just wish we had something else. We don't. But I'll play through it. Let me see if I can do the thing. And into this Drain Summer fight we go. I really should just Ghostly Spear at least once here, just to improve my odds. You know, if I miss a whole bunch of times, so be it. But thankfully we hit. And you know what? The village and forest would be nice, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the best option. As opposed to just getting out right now. So we're just going to do that. And see what happens. So, yeah, there's no going around it. We have to get rid of enemy B here before we can really start going to town on the boss. And by that, I mean spills don't hit enemy B. You have to do anything else. Oh, my sweet goodness. Well, we can do this now. That way I can go for... I can try to defeat the boss now. If I don't, sadness happens. I promise you. We'll even trade off more stamina than expected here if need be, but we'll see. Yeah, we lost a lot of stamina. We're still not at our max stamina. But anywho, I was about to say, if I missed 2 out of 3 of those... I'm shaking my head silently. Anywho, let's get actually into the custom mystery. Again, it's really bare bones. It's what I would normally use for a template. But for the purposes of the stream, again, there's nothing new happening here. It's just a matter of... I've inserted dental events and graphics into the mystery, so I can basically just force them. And, well, although some of these are unused graphics by the mod creator, but you get the point. We're just here to display things. Now, 5 of these sub-investigations are going to be as normal, but the two at the end, pretty much, are going to be the different ones, so... And they're not anything you can't see. You can see these if you play the mod yourself, but it's not RNG anymore, so I am going to be doing a certain event, and I am going to be fighting against the custom enemy. It's nothing going to be as, it's nothing like, you know, outstanding, but it does mean I have to fight an enemy, and I do have to deal with an event, which I think is a knowledge check, if I last recall, but you'll see in a moment what I mean. Unfortunately, I can't. Unfortunately, I cannot heal. So we're just going to level up and move on with life. Oh my goodness, there is a thing happening right now. What is this? Is this a... It's a dexterity check. I thought it was a knowledge check. My mistake. But then as we enter the mansion here... That's a big spider, by the way. We will prepare for a fight. Hey, oh, the second thing I wanted to mention before I started this stream off, as this possessed dentured doctor slithers across the ground, is that I realized that, reminded myself, if nothing else, that when you put the text prepare yourself into the flavor text of the... where you click to move on, it turns out that the game treats that as one of the very special things. I should have also been using Ghostly Spear. But it's too late now. I mean, we're still okay-ish for now, but we do have another mystery to get through, and our stamina and reason are slowly dwindling. So, anywho, moving on. We have the 6th floor. I completely forgot my second encounter, because I was just focused on making sure everything was working. Nice final stretch, by the way. Yeah, not much else to mark. I might as well put knowledge to 8 just to have, so I have a higher stamina threshold. Again, for Eldritch Parasite, in general, the more stats you have at 8, the more healing that you get done indirectly. Yes, while you directly cannot heal in Eldritch Parasite, you essentially get healing done by passing your lighthouse checks. So, yeah, that's all I need to say. Can we even Ghostly Spear this to a comfortable amount? I feel like the answer is yes. Yeah. Well, kind of, if I have to hit every single one of these kicks, though. Which we thankfully did, but... Not even throwing the... I think the Carol Cosmomask does 2 damage with thrown, so... Just making sure I can survive. Yeah, I can cast Ghostly Spear for free once, for no reason. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Gosh dang it. Well, the good news is, I'm just drinking water, nothing special. As I forget to also grab a pack of cigarettes, I probably should have done that. Is that our Doom is absolutely great, so I don't even need to remember my second encounter. The sad news is my stamina and reason are still dwindling, so... Unless I can do some things here and get out, I will die in the lighthouse. Now, we still have we have 1 stamina left, effectively, and yeah, we thankfully get out. So, we should be able to survive this run. We have 7 reason, so more than enough reason, and we have 3 stamina, unless a tragedy happens, like we get badly bleeding or something, or I forgot about a curse. I'm not gonna check because I'm feeling lazy at the moment. Fun times. By the way, Ghostly Spear absolutely needed, because if I had to keep gambling on 90% kicks, I don't think we get out. Granted, we now have a damage boost, but... Came right at the very end when I didn't need it anymore. I'm not even fighting anything anymore, so... Oh, fun. But regardless, yeah, let's just climb this lighthouse. Whether I live or die, I mean, we've at least made sure that things... I mean, I was making sure things were working anyway, but that's why this stream took a bit to get started, but... Hey! Things. The school was really my second enemy? Well, I was just guessing there. Based on teacher being my first mystery... And just gambling against myself, saying, hey, I didn't run into anything. Let's see here. We did Ward second, because I decided to do Ward second. And I think I will just randomly grab a custom character after this run. So, you're going to be waiting at the main menu with me for about a minute or 2. But soon after, we're going to get going. Thank you for all the cigarettes, Maria. You know... Much appreciated. I didn't expect to actually survive that run, but you know what? I'll take it. So, without further... I realized that by doing this, I have to actually reload the game, but that's perfectly fine. So, I mean, if anyone has any requests at the moment, I will gladly fulfill those requests. But while I'm sitting here, I'm just going to grab any random character, really. Or you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go into the workshop and convert something to 1.01. That's what I'm gonna do. So, whoops, this is more than what I was gonna be expected to do. Now, again, you're gonna be sitting here for a bit longer this time. I am gonna try to work in order, but I don't think it's gonna work the way that I suspect it to. So let me do a thing, yeah, because I have to pull up Steam and do things, do magical things. Yeah, we're gonna be sitting here. I didn't prepare this beforehand because I was bug testing the custom mystery I was using for this. I guess I might, if I'm sitting here now, and this is a good time to ask me any questions. That way I'm not distracted by gameplay. But I guess you might as well take some good while we're waiting here and looking at faceless Kyrie here for the moment. But really, I didn't even have this pulled up? Well, by the way, still waiting for certain sales. Cult of the Lamb is still on sale, as far as I know, for 50% off, and I really should get it, all things considered, but again, it's probably just more a matter of me not having time, so why are you doing this to me, Steam? Why? I mean, I could just go check myself. It's just fast. I think it's still fast for me to go through. No, actually, no. I know exactly where the directory is on my setup. I don't know why I'm putting myself through this, but you know what? I'm already here. We're gonna do it. So hey, I think, you know, funny enough, as I'm looking through my library of Steam games, I realized that I haven't gotten back to Vampire Survivors, even though I've gotten all the DLC. So that's yeah, I really should have done something with that, but it's fine for the moment. I think it's, yeah. Let's actually just yoink this really quickly. Although I do need to switch the bonuses, because if I don't switch the bonuses, I don't get the bonuses of the character. But that's why I'm here to make, do things with that now. So, what is this and what is this? Is what I'm also going to make sure that the character is PG friendly. I feel like they are, but if they're not, that would be a little strange. But let's just check to make sure. Oh my goodness, I can't even see at the moment because I'm blind. A thing. Where are we going? Here. We're going here. Yeah, we're waiting here because I'm trying to pull a custom character off from a workshop, and I'm gonna convert it to. Well, no, I'm just basically just. If the character were in English, or the characters that I'm planning to use were in English, then this would be a faster process. But unfortunately, I'm sitting here for the moment. Eldritch Denture Seed time? Yes, we are definitely fighting one of the newer enemies, which I just fought, but again, I'm here at the moment just trying to grab a character really quickly before I reload, because boy, did I go through some debugs. Hey, as it turns out, since I have you right here, I was doing, I was working with events in my first time in a few weeks, and I was like, oh yeah, right, that's right, you can't use the text prepare yourself, because if you use the text prepare yourself, the game thinks differently. So, and I was like, why do I have this blank enemy? It's like, it's because I used that specific. I was like, there's no way, because I proceeded to check other events really quickly. I'm like, yeah, these events link into enemies really quickly. And then I was testing mine out, and I said, oh, I have the text prepare yourself as the text moving on. What is this status effect? Why am I going crazy? I think I'm just gonna machine translate this really quickly so that I do it. Why is it not? It is adrenaline. What the heck? I was like, that looks really familiar. That's because it is adrenaline. And then what's this other bonus? Oh my goodness, I am failing to go anywhere else. Yeah, I know. I know, computer. Why have I done this to myself? I have so much pulled up on my text files right now that I am failing to actually see a thing. Do I really not have it? What the heck? I just closed it. What am I doing with myself? Help! Yeah, I'll be ready in about a minute or two. I'm just making sure that, oh my goodness, I'm just making sure that I have things. And if for some reason I bug out my own stuff, well, hey, things. So let's do this to be sure. I don't think I'm gonna find it. Oh, there's no way I'm gonna find it here. Let's be sure though. Nope. Well, time for a thing. Really? I mean, I don't doubt it, so let's do this. And I lost track of the character file again. Oh my goodness gracious. Why have I done this to myself? It's fine. Again, if anything bugs out, I'll just play what... It's not like I lose too much from not getting the bonuses of this character, but hey. I've made my choice. So, let's reload the game really quickly. I could load up a different enemy, but hey, professional streamer technical issues are so at home now. Well, it's less technical issues than it is lack of preparation. Because I was testing things out in a hurry all way before the stream started, so I feel like I played this character before. Anywho. We'll set things as random as possible. We'll do voiceover just for fun. And as we get to another Eldritch... I really shouldn't set things to random backstory. The game's just going to give me Eldritch Parasite. But you know what? It's fine. Do I really have adrenaline right now, though? Let me check to be sure. It would be on the status page. I do. So, not that I'm going to use it because we're on Eldritch Parasite. But, I mean, we'll do our best. I'm going to try to save the custom mystery for last. If I can't for whatever reason, then, well... I've tried my best. Metamorphosis, by the way. Flood, Botanist, and Festival. Well, this is a lineup if I've ever seen it. So, we're definitely going to History Club. And we're going to just wait here until we get one of the two. Ghostly Spirit. There we go. Off we go. I'm not going to use too much time except for the police station, by the way. So, let's do that. We do have some hospital investigations. I've just set a lot of the investigations in the custom... Again, the custom mystery that I'm using for those tuning in right now is more a template that I use mainly to test things out. But as for this stream, we're using it to showcase things that I want to basically remove the RNG of running into. That way I'm not just trying to purposely grind a location for an event or an enemy. So yeah, but if I had been more prepared, I would have prepared a few custom characters. If they're in English, I can just plop them right in, but unfortunately... a lot of characters that are currently on the workshop that have just come out are non-English, which means I want to use the bonuses that these characters have, and that I want to basically translate the bonuses into English so that they work in an English world of horror. That's all I'm trying to do. Because otherwise you are missing some parts of a character. While you don't get custom items, I mean, I always have usually have defended World of Horror in that way. We're gonna take this. Oh, we have to do it again. Well, hey, it's fine. I usually defend World of Horror in that, you know, while custom item cards, status cards, so on and so forth would be great, we do have enough general item. Like, there is a point to using, like, general items. So, you know, if a character uses a chainsaw or a crowbar, you just give them a chainsaw or a crowbar. If they carry, you know, healing items with them, you can just give them healing items while they might not use it. While a fantasy type character may not use a sewing kit particularly, you can give them sewing kit. You could give a doctor or nurse character a hospital pass. You can give a samurai a katana, as busted as that is, so on and so forth. Well, let's do Metamorphosis now, by the way. So yeah, but again, it would be nice to one day get custom stuff, but it depends on what happens. So yeah, we'll buy you guys around. We have the funds. We have the power for the moment. We don't have a weapon, but we don't need one. Eldritch Parasite reasons. But I will continue gambling on these things because if nothing else, I'm going to lose stamina, which is what I want to lose for things. Now that's not great, but we'll deal with it. It's at this time, as I'm kind of autopiloting at the moment. I really shouldn't actually now that I'm here, but hey. I'm going to check into the History Club once. We did not get anything. Gruesome Totem, but we want Mind Drain. But yeah, at this time, I'll say it again. Because after the stream is going to be relevant, but going to be making spaghetti, and my spaghetti recipe is like a little weird. Yeah, I use spaghetti ingredients, you know, some type of pasta, sometimes different types of said pasta. But usually it's that sauce, but then I also throw in ground beef so that to basically make the sauce more meaty. Although I think the exact process in which I do it might be a bit reversed, because I know some people like to cook the sauce first, and then spaghetti. I personally choose the spaghetti first, and then the sauce. So I boil the spaghetti first, and then make the sauce. Now, optimally, you might want to do both at the same time, but if you do both at the same time, then what happens is the spaghetti, I think, finishes boiling unless you prop things by doing a thing for... Hold on, I'm just making sure I do a thing. Yeah, unless you time the boiling of the water first, then you kind of get them done at the same time. But also, I realized I took Flood, even though I can't rest for because of Eldritch Parasite, so you know what? Fine. But basically, yeah, I boil the water, boil spaghetti, and then I make the meat, basically, and the sauce, because then I cook the meat, then I add the sauce, and then it's done. Is the thing. So it's boil water, cook spaghetti, then cook meat after draining spaghetti, so it kind of has time to cool down, and then add sauce to cooked meat. In this case, you know, sometimes if you like ground pork, sure. If you like ground beef, sure. Sometimes we throw in our version of meatballs, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Also, do I want to grab another researcher? You know what? Let's just gamble. We can't rest anyway. I could just end the mystery now, but we're going to go for a damage researcher and find out what happens. Maybe things go well, unless I run into an enemy here. Dog would have been great, but that didn't happen, obviously. And we're going to lose more stamina, because we're going to lose more stamina. Oh my goodness. Well, at least I know I'm not going to be losing any extra stamina. The problem is that we are slow. Oh, that's right. We have adrenaline. I don't know why I haven't been doing 4 kicks in a row, by the way. Nonetheless, we still need to do a thing. Okay, now there's a chance we could defeat this enemy now, so we might as well Ghostly Spear here. It could make a difference because, as you can see, I am perfectly able to defeat the boss right now. So it would be nice to get rid of these guys. Good. We level up again. I forgot what the perk... I was looking at the perk packs and I don't remember the names. Let's find out. That seems to be something. I don't remember. Moving on. You don't need these research notes. Let's do some item management really quickly. Take a bath really quickly and move on with life. So let's take. I was gonna take festival. Now we have to take festival anyway. That's right. 4th mystery. We can't heal, but what else are we gonna do? Because we can't even visit the festival without doing one thing first. Someone would be nice for Reason. I would like to trade Reason for an ally here, but why would the game ever give me that when I have more than enough HP? Mean things. The stream might not be that long though, because yes, I've done poor. Well, 1, I've done poor preparation here, but 2, it's not like we're doing much else anyway. But hey, now I would like to hit every single kick there. Let's find out. 90, 80, 80, 80. By the way, we're doing less damage with kicks. I just realized. For some reason I thought I was doing 3 damage kicks. I was not. But yeah, as we get into this here, I swear I'm not choosing this on purpose just to keep people watching. I'm saving the custom mystery for last because I'm trying to make it harder on myself. Unless I end up dying beforehand, then I just end the run on a wet raspberry. So hopefully that doesn't we're in festival. If we somehow die to stamina, that would be really weird. Although we're getting really close. Our stamina threshold is also hit 1 effectively or we're at 1 stamina effectively because if I run into the strength and knowledge check, we're dead. And I haven't checked the lighthouse. Even though almost at the beginning of almost every run, I go into the lighthouse and I name off what I'm running into. But hey, we're just going to take this doom in the face, by the way. I think we get out in 2 turns, so you know what? It's worth it. Because we can now equip the Spiral Hood and get more strength. So, if it even means anything, well, I mean, the most important thing is to get to this custom mystery, but surviving would be a good cherry on top. Ooh, it's spooky! Oh, no, it's spooky! Oh, no! Okay, but yeah, this is template text, so we'll go through. Again, there's 5 events as normal, but the last 2 events are definitely going to be controlled. They're forced events for those who know the technicalities of it, but for those who don't know, basically I've set it up so that the last 2 events are events that are part of the Going Dental pack as I run here. I should have also set the enemy to as inescapable, but I'll just treat it as that, so it's fine. As I grab this. Oh, that's right, we still have this. We can bandage this up, right? Yeah, we can. And away we go. I'm going to try to avoid stamina loss, and by that I mean we're going to run away again. But as for the last 2 enemies, because I think the enemy I've set right now is definitely a stamina enemy. As we take a dexterity check? Yeah. I only get 5 experience, but you know what? It could be worse. Ooh, core strength. On top of strength. We can actually still survive this run, but let's find out if we do. So, this is my texting. So, the way that I test things out, really, I usually have these placeholders, and just to test out the colors. So, here's the white-black palette, and then here's the 2-bit palette. So, this is just a template graphic. But as for this enemy here, it's definitely taken from the thing. The slithering doctor right here. Anywho. Yeah, we're definitely going to Ghostly Spear. We have more than enough Ghostly Spears to manage it. And while 3 stamina would be dangerous to lose, any stamina at all would be dangerous to lose, we're just going to do this safely and securely. And away I go. This is 30 experience, right? It is. Not that I need it, but hey, I've done what I could. So, I could switch to another enemy really quickly, whether or not it's going to happen as I expect. Maybe, maybe not, but let's see here. Yeah, knowledge, dexterity. But we should survive no matter what, so up we go. What did I do? Metamorphosis? Yeah, metamorphosis. And away into Takshi-san I go. We should be able to still Ghostly Spear Takshi-san here. Really safely, by the way. And we'll do that just to throw things in. Why not? Now the game wants to give me every kick. It wasn't giving me that before, but you know what? We'll deal. Also, I don't even need this bottle of water, but hey, it's fine. Shiro-san was really my second encounter. I mean, considering Botanist was my first mystery, I guess that made sense. But as we somehow survive another run, yeah, let's move on. So I think there's only one more enemy that was in the update. Not that I fought every enemy in Going Dental yet, but you know what? While we're here, looking at new things that was not available a few days ago, or even 2 days ago, maybe. We'll change things. Now, if the game crashes, that's going to be completely on me, because I'm pretty much doing this right in the moment. So there's no reason for me to take this risk at all, but I'm doing it. So, hey, you know what I also didn't do? I didn't also throw up other stuff, but that's fine for the moment. Hey, Jordan, put things in. Put things in correctly. I think I just need to grab the graphics as well, but let's just be sure. I think it's this, but just to be sure, I should do a thing. So, yes, it is called that. I mean, I think I already even have this. No, I don't. Also, just some quick trivia as we're going through. So some of the unused, I think at least one of the, well, 2 of the unused graphics, I kind of understand why the person who made these events and enemies did not use some of the graphics, and it's because of the same reason of teacher, basically. But otherwise, I mean, it's unused. I was thinking about it, and then I looked at it, and I was like, huh. Yeah, I understand why this graphic wasn't used. Anywho, let's look at this really quickly. So, I need to switch the links right here. But after that, all I need to do is just change a quick name. So, I keep, like, it always slips my mind that I have to put the mystery folder before this if I'm using a mystery here. Because the source actually looks at one directory up, which kind of trips me up, but it makes sense at the same time. So, let me just make sure that I have done this correctly. Because what I didn't do, as I hiccup early there, oh my goodness, I have hiccups now. Really? I was drinking water the whole time. Why? Anywho, just making sure. It is here, right? Yeah, it is. Do I do this? No, I was supposed to just replace that. We should be fine here, though. Unless this is not where I expect it to be, but we're gonna set this to can't run, and away we go. 35 power enemy, really? I mean, it only has 13 health. I'm gonna actually bump that up to 23. Hiccups already. I have water, thankfully. I have some water left. And let's do another run. Oh, I don't think I got rid of the hiccups, but we'll set a random backstory again and tempt fate. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I was supposed to reload the game, so hold on. Let me just do this then. And now it should be set? Question mark? No, I didn't do it right. Nope. Hold on. Hold on a moment here. I might as well hit quick play though. So Cthulhu Scars. We'll remember that as we pick our custom character here. But yeah, things should be changing. If they're not, well, I've done what I could. I'll do at least 2 more runs. That I know for sure. Because again, I want to really get back to game development. Hey, as it turns out, I want to get back to the thing that I consider fun. What did I say? Cthulhu? Yeah. So away I go. But I really did want to get at least 4 more custom characters done before Halloween, and, you know, 1 kind of custom mystery, even though it's not real. Light knowledge, I'll explain what I mean in a moment, but strength, charisma, second. No Takshisan, but I should remember the second encounter anyway. And away I go. So, actually, we're going to set the hardware store. So what I mean by what I just said for characters and a mystery, and the mystery not really meaning anything, is that the mystery is probably just going to be really placeholder stuff. Well, not placeholder stuff, but it's going to be... I'm not going to do anything fancy for graphics. It's just going to be the same graphics, pretty much, as you've seen in World of Horror. But I'm going to take some creative liberties in the events, and we're going to see what happens. So, painting, Coma, Metamorphosis, Akamanto. Ooh. Since we've decided to take the thingy last, I guess we'll take Metamorphosis now and see what happens to my face. I do want a weapon though, so let's do that. We're going to actually pop into the History Club really quickly too, but I don't think there's really anything I want. Never mind, Book of Gore. And away I go. Just play this game all night, no matter... you know, I can think about it. Also, I didn't want the shovel, did I? No, I didn't. Well, it's too late. It's what I'm using. I mean, we're on Scars, but at the same time, we are on Metamorphosis, which means I'm going to be in pain if the damage bug happens, but we'll see. That's why I want to break... That's why the shovel... That's the biggest downside for shovel, and again, it's not even the shovel's own fault. It's because of a bug. Yeah, I just roll a 12 on Charisma there, by the way, or Strength, or whatever that was. Well, hey... If I feel like I'm gonna die, maybe I'll take the custom mystery earlier, but for the moment, well... As we're dying to stamina here... Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Oh, my body. I'm doing my best. Help! I'm dying slowly. Again, the damage bug is gonna kill me here if I leave it as is, but... Hopefully, I don't need to worry too much about that. I know I have to swing really hard, though. We're gonna throw the wooden bat. I think I'm just gonna brace just to be safe here. Oh, exposed ribs. That's not good. Can we even do this? No. That's a bit risky. We can do this, though, because adrenaline. This character starts with adrenaline. Yeah, we'll just swing really hard. There's no reason to take any risks here. Time skip, so be it. You know what? Yeah, we're just going to take the customers. Because if nothing else, maybe I didn't load in the enemy correctly, and I might as well crash now than later. That way I can be less disappointed with myself. I still have to get through 5 events, but we should be able to do that much. If not, that'd be interesting. Invite for a coffee. We'll take out of funds. Since we theoretically don't need the Doom, all we're doing is testing out this mystery, and as I just said, out of funds. And away we go. Although, again, to keep, in case someone wasn't here, or you're watching and you forgot, as I rolled a 12 on Charisma there, is that I did buff the enemy here by about 10 stamina, so when you get into it, don't be surprised by what you see, because it, I did it on purpose. I think we can do a desperate prep attack. Yeah, 12 HP. And away we go. I did hear about a certain... I think it was mainly... There's definitely going to be remakes of certain games coming... Or not games. Anime, manga, and stuff coming out. Which is going to be interesting. I don't... That shovel is not sharp, by the way. Yeah, and we'll see how that goes. Because I think a certain anime... or certain manga is definitely ending in this year. And I did not link things correctly. So this is what happens when you don't link something correctly. You get this template enemy that at least doesn't crash your game, but it does result in enemies not appearing, which means I need to check really quickly as to why that has happened. So, it's probably just not... oh, it hasn't. And you know what? It didn't. You know why? Because I didn't put .ito at the end of this for whatever reason. I feel like that's the reason why. So, yeah, we might as well reset now. The whole point of this is to go through stuff. And if it doesn't appear, what's the point, right? That being said, I guess this time we'll take the custom mystery first and see what happens. We'll set a random time, random backstory, but we're gonna do Cthulhu again, Curious Birthmark, and away we go. So let's see here. Strength, second, dexterity, charisma, maybe every single stat check. No Takshisan, but definitely a sec. Oh, I didn't mean to save that there. Well, time to do this. So I do this. I think I should really set the schoolyard instead. I might as well just force that. I don't often use a school nurse anymore. I used to, but it does depend on your RNG and what you do. But since I'm not really taking burns, as I just said, we're not really using the school nurse. So away we go. We do see Kana here, but we're going to take the custom mystery first, just for giggles. And we get another bandage for our trouble. Not so bad, but we don't need two, I don't think. So let's go into the hardware store, grab the monkey wrench, and move on. Monkey wrench, yeah, we have 4 strength, but adrenaline is, I think that's still a brace prep attack. I almost said strong attack. Let's find out. I should actually have used the police station. We'll do that really quickly. What is it? Forest? You know what? We'll still set the forest for patrols. And away we go. But yeah, I really want to get back to it because I was, even before testing things out. So basically an hour before the stream is when I was testing things to make sure things were working correctly. But before that, for the last 2 hours before that, was me developing a game. And I was kind of, I did stop while I was hot, which I think was great. But yeah, I did want to get back to it. But we'll see. Again, if anyone has any requests for characters or whatnot, or events or enemies you might want to see, feel free to let me know. But as we fight this 23 HP, 1 stamina, again, I purposely buffed the HP here. I should have also buffed the stamina because I didn't notice that we don't have any damage mitigation, right? No. So these are the damage isn't affected there by Harbinger stuff. But you know what? That's perfectly fine. I still lost 2 stamina from that, but hey, we'll move on. I think the only other thing I used that you may not see is an unused graphic, but I think it is used. I think it's just that the mod creator chose not to use the version there. I should have actually checked. I didn't check what the differences were, like I did earlier when I mentioned that enemy that was not used, and I was like, ooh, I see why that it wasn't used. But anywho. We'll move on. Again, nothing. I mean, I could add more copies of that custom mystery just for giggles, but if we insert it into a normal run, I feel like that feels a bit more. It feels a bit better, but at the same time, if I want to showcase things that are new, I should have really prepared more than this. But hey, if nothing else, you're just getting World of War gameplay. Although with this custom, I feel like I played this custom character before, but maybe I'm wrong. We're also about to quote-unquote die to reason here, but let's find out. Oh, well. We're definitely losing out. I mean, we get to level up, but hopefully we don't die because of this. Because nonetheless, I want to save Kana regardless. So, we'll do this and wait. I think I drank all of my water. I did. But thankfully I got rid of the hiccups. Which I had. What else am I trying to do here? I'm looking over at something at the moment, and I'm realizing that I should have taken care of that. But that can wait. It's perfectly fine. As for this custom character, though, yeah, the strength is low, but... And I think knowledge is low, too. Lower than even strength. But adrenaline more than makes up for it, in my opinion. If you're on Zictast, though, things can change. But we'll see. I think I want to level up into reason. Anyway, hiccups are definitely annoying. Yeah, they are. So I do try to get rid of them, especially during streaming, but hey. Flood, by the way. And when we have Kana with us, that's not going to be what I want the most of. I can do this, though. And now enemies are definitely doing less damage, but 70% would be nice to hit. And away we go. Okay, I think overall Dental is normally safe, but there are a few, I think, strange things here and there that happen in that mod pack. But I don't know for sure because I don't remember that far back. Oh my sweet goodness, I missed the 70%. Well, fine, so be it. We'll visit the... No, we gotta rest here, because if we die, we die. It's strange because I don't really know... my hiccups don't come randomly. I feel... Well, and this does make sense for some people as well, but my hiccups usually come as a result of, you know, maybe I swallow incorrectly, maybe my throat is really dry, but usually it's a result of physical circumstance more than psychological or... How do you want to say it? Anything that doesn't have to do with the state of your, you know, throat or your Adam's apple or whatever you might have, that would physically cause you to have hiccups. But for me, again, I think it's more usually it's a physical state. So if I swallow something wrong, if I take a breath and for some reason, you know, my windpipe doesn't close correctly or something like that, that's what would then cause hiccups. But yeah, it doesn't just come randomly. But I know for some people it kind of comes randomly. I'm sure there's usually some physical aspect to it, but normally it for me it's more a physical condition. Like I've done something to myself, and yeah, I start hiccuping, and I'm like, yep. And I feel like that's why usually when I drink water, it solves the issue, because it kind of smooths out whatever happens in my body. But again, that's just me. That obviously doesn't apply to everyone. We'll check the history club really quickly. The rock ring would be nice, but no. And off we go. Well, yeah, he's hoping. I mean, maybe something might happen to me in the next week or so, because I definitely have some real life things that might be going on. But if things go well, I might be able to put out the start of my Halloween project, which is not going to be all that big, but again, in general, it's not going to be a big game anyway, but it would still be something, and I'm definitely not, I'm going to call it here, it's definitely not going to be any more than $3 USD, so, but I will put out a free version anyway. It's just going to be, it is going to be, I plan to make it a commercial project, but again, as for what the scope of the project is, it's not going to be that big. I only have like 2 months time, really. Probably even less than that, if we're considering it. Usually, so here's how I usually go about my, you know, development cycle. It's usually a form of, you know, repetition of, you know, documentation, planning, and then implementation and testing. So things to that. But when I get to the end of, you know, basically completing a game, I usually like to give my games about a week or two to kind of both sit on, then test it, sit on and test it, because I don't often use bug testers as well. Unless it's a bigger project like this one, but I think I've only used bug testers. And when I say bug testers, I mean basically allow people to play through what I've made like once in my lifetime. After that, I've really just test my own games myself, which is perfectly fine for smaller games. But if I say make a game that's bigger in scope, then obviously I want to make sure that I have more people with hands on it, because otherwise there's only so many people can, like, even with 100 people testing a game that's, say, even just like 2 hours long, things can go undiscovered in terms of bugs or glitches. But that's mainly for bugs and glitches, and it depends on what your engine you're working with. Usually for RPG Maker, while it is possible to bug things out, usually things in RPG Maker are not a matter, it's not a matter of bugs that happen as a result of the engine you're using and things that you may not have foreseen, more than they are syntax errors. What I mean by that, when I say syntax errors, I mean you've, you know, mistakenly, you know, assigned a variable wrong. Maybe you've put in a variable name wrong, and that causes a crash, which is still technically a bug. But as I focus on not dying here, I can't run, really. Oh, soul and joint. Well, can we do this? And let's do some science. Wait, do I actually die because of that? No. I'm not even going to risk it. I'm going to do that. Okay, we can run. But you might even... For RPG Maker, I feel it's more a matter of human error than it is and technically a lot of these are human error, but what I mean by that is you're more likely to... The types of bugs that you run into for RPG Maker are much more controllable than, say, bugs that you might have making a game with Unity, Unreal, Game Maker, because there's more that the developer is involved in. I will admit, like, anyone who makes games in most other engines aside from RPG Maker, I do, you know, find a bit more respect there. I'm not saying that you can't make it. There are definitely more than a few games that have been made in RPG Maker that are very, very sophisticately well done in terms of sound design and whatnot, but when you're working through building a game from the ground up, you know, making sure that making each part of the game itself as opposed to RPG Maker, which usually does have more things handed to you, then yeah, there's more that can go wrong when you're, you know, even just creating the next window for something, when you are creating a window for an NPC dialogue, when you are certainly trying to code in the physics of a game. There's definitely a lot more that can go wrong. Also, we need to somehow one-shot this enemy. I don't think I'm even going to get that much, so we're going to instead do this. We might even still die for that, but that branded, we're going to have to take the risk here. What was that, 82%? That was at least 82%, but anywho. We'll move on. We'll name this, unless someone has anything. You know what? We'll even pull it. We'll just... I'm not trying to... I swear I'm not purposely trying to stretch the stream time out, but I am going to pull another character, just to play another character. And let's see what happens. I just realized that as I do that, I have to do a thing, but I think it's perfectly fine. So yeah, don't think that... No, it's not. These this character and the one I'm pulling up again here are characters that are currently on the workshop, but I'm... well, it's not like I'm really converting them, because there's not really much to convert with the character. If I were doing a mystery or an event, then I'd have to convert it to 1.01. But essentially, I'm pulling off characters that were made for the workshop in 1.02 into 1.01. But really, for characters, you can normally just pull them. If they're English, you can just kind of just drag and drop and play immediately. But in this case, I also have to do some translation things, because if I don't get the bonuses. But hey, this looks like a weapon, a firearm character, but I'm gonna check to make sure, because I don't remember if this thing is a thing. But I guess I can check to be sure, right? So let's see. Then a rifle. It's some kind of rifle. Is it the sports rifle? Yeah, it's a sport rifle. Sport rifle or sports rifle? I guess I should just check this. Be certain here while I have things pulled up. So, I mean, if you didn't know, I use Sublime Text, so that's why it's easier for me to search up these things in files. It is called the Sport Rifle, no S. So we'll do that. Sport Rifle. Oh my goodness. It does have to be all caps, by the way. Otherwise, things do not work. But let's move on. Also, let me do one more check, actually. I just realized that as I do this, I want to make sure... usually people would put in a warning if something is wrong. But let's just be sure here. I'm pretty sure that there's nothing wrong here, though. Again, the main reason why I've done things this way is so that a thing... I forgot what I was going to say. Moving on. I do need to restart the game really quickly. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? I accidentally opened up another program. But let's reload the game really quickly here and move on. Again, though, if anyone has any requests who is watching right now, let me know. But otherwise, as we get into this question mark last run, if something breaks, then know that I basically pulled the character directly. There's less to go wrong with that, but if usually this would be in the way of the graphics. If a graphic breaks, then hey, 7th curse, by the way. Although we do start with 2 bullets and a sport rifle. Yeah, not much else to say there. We have 1 strength, 1 dexterity, 7 perception, 6 knowledge, and 12 charisma. That... I might even just want to switch to ally attack here. The sports rifle is just going to be a fun little... And I think that does make sense. I did consider making a character like this, where they're charisma-based, but they do have a weapon and maybe bullets somewhere to use, but you know what? We'll do what I can. I should grab funds, by the way. There's no reason for me not to. That's right, the back button is here. And yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm very curious to see how it looks like if I do this, because normally when you have a character sprite that changes completely like this, obviously the if you know how characters work, the graphics are might look different. But you know what? Let's find out. We're going to take Metamorphosis first, though. We're going to use our 12 Charisma to our advantage. That's right, we're on 7th Curse, so I can't even do that. Never mind. Moving on. So I guess all we do have is this rifle. Also, 1 Strength is going to be quite abysmal. So is 1 Dexterity, but Dodge was useless, near useless anyway, so... I'm really throwing it under the bus, but you get the point. We just happen to be rolling fair rolls here. Are we going to continue rolling fair rolls? You like to see that mod? Alright. I mean, yeah, there's a reason why I avoided it, but there's not really any reason for me to avoid these things. I think I even played one of them, but yeah, we can do it, so we'll do that real quickly. I think that's also available in the Discord server. If it's not, I'm about to find out. But I think the answer is yes, so let me just do that really quickly as I'm going through this run as well. And let's keep going on. I might just die quickly. If I die quickly, I'll do a salty run back run. So really, the stream's going to be a lot longer. Otherwise, yeah, we can do this. I mean, that's better than nothing, right? I don't want to use up my bullets right here, but if that happens, well, we can't even brace into a kick. I mean, I can lose the reason for the moment, but hey. Am I going to really keep missing these 60%? I'm going to do it again just to find out. I should have just done a strong. Oh, okay. At that point, that was just curiosity. But curiosity killed the me, so... I really just should have just shot the bullet. I don't know why I did that to myself. We'll buy them around for the moment. Also, yeah, the fact that we're on 7th Curse is really not doing this character. And actually, now I need to take a risk here. So 80, 70. We're going to try to expend both bullets here. I really missed. I think we die for that. Yeah. Because we can't even dodge into anything, so... That's quite unfortunate. 70% throw the sport rifle. I don't think this matters. I even missed that, so you know what? Here comes the salty run back, and you know what? We're even gonna make it easier on this character by removing all RNG and just setting it to a normal World of Horror backstory. So, I mean, what do you want from me? We'll pick Harold, though, to kind of spice things up, but... That's kind of oof. So I go, hey there, by the way. But yeah, that was I missed. You know, you realize that I only needed to hit like one of those things, right, to not die there. So that was just a series of unfortunate events. That was like what, a 10% chance of happening, if that much. Toxicity, strength, second knowledge, maybe dexterity. But we can finally use charisma. Now, if we die to frostbite, any status that lowers strength or dexterity, you know what, so be it. That's a real worry for this character, but it's not unheard of because I technically do the same thing with Toshiaki. Because Toshiaki dies immediately to frostbite as well. But the dexterity is an issue on top of it. But you know what, with quick thinking in the game, again, that's why I don't consider it as bad. Because you're usually grabbing status effects that turn out to be, you know, not so bad. Oh, I would have liked to have done eels there. Unfortunately, it coincides with the custom mystery. But let's see if we even make it that far. And now we die. Hey, you know what happens when you draw the wrong student? Like, I can't stress enough how RNG this has to be. So, for those who don't understand what happened, I just lost 1 strength. That puts my strength to 0, which sets my doom to 100%. I mean, this only happens on Harbinger, but it still can technically happen on non-Harbinger difficulty because... things. So, okay, let me just get this character really quickly. Yeah, I think it should work, right? There's nothing should go wrong, right? Because I know the person also uploaded to Steam. I mean, I can just check to make sure, I guess. But barring a double flashback death, like it's yeah, it's a heck of a thing to happen. Let me just make sure. I don't know if this person changed anything in between. But let's just be sure. You know what? I mean, you know what? I can just make sure of this. I don't know why I'm even taking a risk. We'll just pull it off Steam Workshop. So, yeah. Did I do a thing? No, I didn't. So let me just do this. I'm doing some notes. So now I'm just doing... I'm going to play this character one more time. If I get RNG'd 3 times in a row, I mean, there's only so much I can do for myself, right? There's only so many salty runbacks I can do before it's just like, just salt. But you know what? That's perfectly fine. So let me just make sure I get this character really quickly. And then I will promptly move on. Oh my goodness. Please, me. We'll do this so I can order things. So all I'm really doing is just adding numbers to the beginning of the character Ito file names so that they're ordered correctly. But as we exit here, so I do die when I exit there, so there's really nothing I can do. But yeah, 3rd time's a charm. Like if you're unlucky 3 times in a row, I think that's kind of we're at that threshold of you've just been really, really unlucky. So yeah, heck, we'll even set things to Ath this time. So as we get into Ath, Roll of Horror character exclusive custom character, let's see if we can do, because you do want to run ally attack, but I didn't expect to die getting students. I expected to die getting a status effect, but you know what? Fair game, right? That's just the nature of playing with 2 or below of a stat. It really is. Although, admittedly, if I had 2 strength and 2 dexterity, I wouldn't have died immediately, because then you would at least get to toss away a student, but you know what? Again, fair enough, right? Recluse, Arms, Teacher, Vigil. We have to take something else first. I'm pretty sure this character looks like they have fame, but maybe I'm wrong. So, oh, okay, yep. Lost 1 dexterity. You can't make this up, man. Hold on, let me just lie down for a moment. I mean, I gave it the old college try, eh? I don't know if you can hear me from this far back, but... Oh, pain. Oh, lots of pain. Lots of pain. I guess it's a good thing I kept going on, right? I mean... Oh. Oh, man. I mean, one of the only shining lights in this situation is that I at least did not... This didn't happen during a Nuzlocke run, but hey... And by now, like... So, I'll just do... Because I need to calm down for a moment. So... I was thinking about doing another Nuzlocke series centered around custom characters instead. But with how long the current Nuzlocke series is going, I'm just deciding, you know what? I'm just going to do something else after that. But it depends when I finish the Nuzlocke, right? Hopefully before Halloween somehow, but I am rolling like 9 different gods, and I have to get lucky enough for things like that, so... Anywho, hold on, let me just lie down for another 10 seconds. I'll close out the stream quickly later on, but... okay. Alright. Yeah, it does sound hilarious, because again, it can either be really busted or really not, because you have to consider that... You do have to consider that certain custom characters are built for certain... or do have disadvantages for certain backstories here. So, or just, you know, if you try to play a character like this and you immediately get oofed, then yeah, things happen. But, anywho, we'll move on. Not really much else to talk about. Hey, we're here to actually play through a custom event and an enemy, and it turns out we don't even get any of those. So, without further ado, we'll set a random backstory here. We have the, what is it? It shows me for a moment if I do that. Hounded Artist and the SK perk pack, just in case robots trigger. But we'll set a Thotu for funsies, and as we get to Fatalist, character specific, we have a Rusty, not Scythe, but Sickle, and we move on. So, second, Takshisan, Knowledge, Charisma, and maybe a Light check. We can still technically try to run ally attack on this character, but while we have 6 Strength and 7 Dexterity as well, we might as well do something else with it, right? So, 5 Knowledge, 6 Charisma, 3 Perception. It doesn't matter as much unless I get 3 stacks of hallucinations, but that's when I just end the stream. I'm just gonna abruptly... If I get 3 hallucinations in this run, and I die because of it, the stream's ending, I promise you that. Though I could have avoided that myself by increasing Perception, but you know what? Hey. So, what is that? I want to say that's Nails. Nails, Teacher? We'll take Teacher now, then. And we'll try to save the custom mystery for last, if I even deserve it. But yeah. Oh, we get some more Reaper. Anywho, moving on. So, if I were to make characters and mod packs like this, I would basically want to make mod packs or complete at least one mystery dedicated to things like that. But again, it really depends. What are we doing here? Is this a 2-turn? I don't feel like this is a 2-turn, so we're gonna brace instead. 75, 75, yeah, 75%. We'll go with it. You wouldn't blame me? Yeah. I hope I'm like, I mean, there's some blame on me. Let's not deny it. But why am I getting so much damage? Why am I getting so much damage? I know. Oh, sharpening. We start with sharpening stone. I didn't even realize that. So that's why we were doing 6 damage at base. Then we got another one because I think bonus damage. On top of it, though, too. I'm forgetting. Of course, I roll a 12 there. That is dexterity, right? Yeah, so I don't really care about dexterity, if that wasn't already obvious. For obvious reasons. For those who don't know, let's just say it really quickly. Dodge is a really worthless action to me. Although I will still use it when the thing presents itself. When the opportunity presents itself, but hey. I really want to start doing Tragedy Looper stuff, but again, I'm waiting for a sale on Tabletop Simulator. There's a sale on Cult of the Lamb, though. Goodness gracious. I'm thinking about it. But, anywho, I should set the sensor up preemptively just to make sure. But as we move on here... So we're going to take 3 stamina damage here. We should be perfectly fine, though. I could brace here, but let's do this while we're here. So away I go. And we can brace here. Not that it matters too much, but... we'll do 2 teacher attacks here, and then we'll brace once, just to avoid badly bleeding. And away we go. But yeah, if I were to make, you know, certain characters, certain mysteries and whatnot, I would usually want to pair a character with the mystery F that much. But optimally, you want to make, you know, not a whole mod pack, but like a good number, like, you know, a few dozen events, a few mysteries, maybe 2 to 3, and then the character themselves. But again, I'm not... Real life, I still got to work on making video games, so I do have to live outside of World of Horror. But if I had a more stable living condition, then I would... Yeah, I would certainly like to work on more World of Horror stuff, but I would still want to, you know, do game dev and whatnot. My dream in real life was to... I think for a long time... Definitely since, well, yeah, ever since I had consciousness. When I started playing video games, I knew I wanted to do some kind of career in video games. Specifically, I think I called myself, or I set my dream up as video game designer. But at this point now, it's turned into being more of a developer instead. So I don't feel like that's too far-fetched to switch away from. Video games have gotten me through a lot of hard times in life. Now, they may be reasons why I'm in the same situation right now, but at that point, it's a matter of, I guess... That's not the correct phrase, but self-happiness, I guess? Some form of, not gratification, fulfillment. Because otherwise, yeah, without video games, without concentrating on video games, you know, making this channel, I think I would have been in a much darker place, I feel. Also, we're gonna run away from this. Yeah, childhood dreams. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's fulfilled yet. I'm definitely going through it right now. And even just video games in general. Like, obviously, if the world were to somehow turn into a very, very, you know, apocalyptic area, obviously, yeah, dreams do have to change there. But, in the moment here, I do feel that, you know, working in the video game space, even just by myself, but that's kind of the dream, right? The idealistic dream. As I miss the attack and die. We'll do a salty run back run. Why not? But, yeah, I'm still living through it. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, even as I get older and whatnot, even if it may not be the most profitable, if I can at least live with being a video game developer my entire life, I think that would be... I would feel fulfilled with my life. Although I would want to at least make a few video games of some sort. Even as small as they may be. Again, I'm not looking for worldwide success. That's not what I'm ever looking at, but it's... it's a matter of like, I don't know. It's hard to stop. Not because I'm addicted to it, but because, you know, I feel like it's something I can always do. It's not like my physical condition. Well, yes, your physical condition can deteriorate, but I just can't stop. It doesn't feel right to stop, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, when I see a computer in front of me, when I have a piece of paper and a pencil in front of me, my mind always usually drifts off to designing a game of some sort. Now again, it doesn't have to always stay in that form. That creativity could be used elsewhere in life, certainly. But I would say that you could say the same things to other things where people might not agree with. You know, hey, how can something like this help? You know, it doesn't directly help someone. Obviously, it doesn't directly put food in someone's mouth, but I think it can still do a lot of good in life. As much as I've said before, even though I'm just one person playing video games on this channel, and yeah, that's not going to be the whole point of a statement like that is, yes, I am not someone working for the betterment of the world directly, but you still want enough variety in life, I feel, to that is able to do some good. So yeah, that last run ended on a big fat capital F. I was just hoping for 60%, but I couldn't even get that much. I didn't even grab the handcuffs, did I? Well, this is gonna be an interesting fight. So we're just gonna brace here. We're just gonna keep bracing. I've only did this to myself. I forgot to grab the handcuffs, otherwise I would have been out. Although, you know, hitting one of these 65% would help out, by the way. Now what I have to do is trade off 2 reason for stamina, but you know what? That's not the most insane thing that happens today. It really isn't. Although not hitting any of these 45% is it's quite astounding. Third time's the charm, right? I feel like I'm not going to dodge here, and I didn't. So, yeah, I'll grab the handcuffs next time. I was kind of off focus because I'm talking about, you know, things I'm passionate about in life. But hey. Speaking of variety and why you need variety in life, I think there was a phase, I think even just a few years ago, where people were not too happy with VTubers. It wasn't a popular opinion. I think a majority of people, at least in the space of the internet, do appreciate VTubers, but again, when I listen to the reasons why people did not like VTubers, or some people, obviously, and even just considering, if we consider that opinion right now, I'm trying to think about why that would not be good. Also, we have War to No Illegal Den. That kind of is sad, but we'll deal. Yeah, I just can't agree, because I think in general, I think VTubers in the space that we have right now is still very healthy for content creation, streaming in general. Without VTubers, I'm trying to think of where we'd be in a VTuber list, or VTuber had, for some reason, failed instead. VTubing in general had failed instead. Yeah, I don't think it would be in a healthy stage, because we would be in a less healthy space, I think. Because then we would have, if we're trying to think of a reason that has to do with just mainly content creation, because what I'm thinking right now is, you know, without VTubers, something else would have been created that would probably be more not great. But to be more on the issue, I'm trying to think, because there would definitely not be certain people who would have been able to showcase their talents. Because the thing about VTubing is you can be any type of genre of VTuber. You don't have to be good at video games. While the personality is a huge aspect of it, what I'm trying to say is you can be an artist, you can be a audio engineer, you can be someone who produces music, you can be someone who, you know, likes engaging in different types of, you know, professions and whatnot, whether you cook, whether you work as a construction worker in real life and you just are actually become a construction worker VTuber. You can do a whole host of things is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, VTubers are very love them, hate them, unfortunately. Personally, you're fine with them. Yeah, and I think that's a part of a thing. I do know people in real life that do not like VTubers at all. And you know what? You know what? That's perfectly fine. People have their likes and dislikes as long as they're not going crazy on something. But in general, they've definitely allowed a lot more, I feel, opportunities. Let me actually handcuff here. I could have cauterized into a defeat, but I forgot if I had another human enemy. But yeah, I think in general, I think VTubing does allow for a lot more people to get into streaming and content creation, if that makes any sense. So yeah, without VTubers, we would I feel like we'd be definitely missing out on a lot more talent. But basically what I'm trying to say is, well, a lot of countries, America included, do still need a dedicated workforce. If some of that workforce is still diverted to basically the VTubing scene, the entertainment, and basically, if people who are not popular now did not have VTubing as another source to help out with their living situation, then we would be missing on a lot more. We would be missing a lot more, basically, I feel, than them being part of the workforce. But again, at that point, there's too many variables at play there for me to really accurately say which one. So, for example, say if an artist that is very successful now were instead working in their workforce and not, you know, pursuing their hobby, dream, career as an artist, as a VTuber, maybe they could have provided something in a line of work that was, you know, part of them just working, say, as a civil servant somewhere. Maybe they could have done a lot more good there, but again, that's hard to say. That's hard to say, because you could argue the same way in reverse to a greater degree or less of a degree, but the whole point is that basically there's a spectrum of how much good or bad someone can do, no matter what they are, whether they're actually, you know, a police officer, firefighter, doctor, or, you know, maybe they're just working as a civil servant for a company, or really just a company. But there are a whole host of other things people can do. But right now, instead, we have those people, some of these people as VTubers, and whether that's good or bad, But again, I feel like there's just like being a content creator or streamer in general, most people do have another line of work that they're working on while doing it. While it would be great to earn a living, and I think there are more avenues for that, because whether you're a VTuber or not a VTuber, when you're streaming or making content, you do have things like Patreon available. That's the kind of the off the tip of my brain to at least earn something for your work. But there are certain things that you have to do about that. You have to do to be able to crowdfund while you are doing things on certain platforms. I think YouTube has a certain policy about that too, but I forgot. Anywho, we'll move on here. I think we can one-shot most things, but let's just be sure. Yeah. So we can definitely do this. But whether or not I'm going to be able to one-shot the enemies, because this is another enemy I could have handcuffed, but a bit too late now. It is a human enemy. I would like Doomed already, but I think we need the damage here. So let's find out. By the way, I have not run back into the custom mystery yet, so this is we have to remember this stream is supposed to mainly exist for that custom event and the custom enemies I want to set, but you know what? If things don't happen, they don't happen. All because of me. But anywho, I don't even remember if I just set this hospital to max that level, but again, it's not so bad. So what do we get here? Can we even brace? Because we definitely lost a package. Is that real? This is 12 damage, 12 plus 14. Ooh, we're off. We're off by a little bit. Can I gamble again? Do we get to? We do. 70%, and if I don't hit this, I guess the stream really is going to end. Oh. I present to you Exhibit 3,451,251,996, where gamble on a 70% and I don't hit it. While I think everyone else really hits that. So, that being said, there was a big risk there. I didn't need to take it. Oh, Dang it. That is fine. I think I did enable clips, but you know what? Yeah, it's perfectly fine for now. But yeah, I think I'll just end it there. There's no reason. I mean, I could just do the quick. You know what? Yeah, let's do it really quickly. Let's do one quick thing. We'll do the custom mystery really quickly here, just to end on a kind of happy note. But yeah, that's I'm not gonna waste much more of your time. I'll go through the motions now. So yeah, if you want to support me at any length, I mean, I do have subscriptions open. I do have memberships open for this channel, but really, if you want to support me monetarily, just wait for one of my games to come out and support me then. That way you're actually getting something tangible, as opposed to just emotes on this channel. But, I mean, if you want to support me any other way, I'm much obliged for that. Or if you don't want to support me because I'm just terrible at video games, or you know what, you're just like Jordan, he just keeps talking, and he doesn't really talk about anything significant. It's like, well, can't really argue with you there. But yeah, without further ado, like, the moment this mystery finishes, I mean, I'm going to close out by talking about things. It is a Sunday for me right now, so I might as well go through what I'm going through the week. If I somehow get enough of my game done to showcase something, that would be strange, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But without further ado, I mean, there's nothing much else happening throughout the week. It's just going to be more Harbinger horror. Nice 11 roll, by the way. Nice of you to have my back. But yeah, Harbinger horror, if and when Tabletop Simulator goes on sale, when I notice it, I will be doing some Tragedy Looper stuff, and you're going to find out what Tragedy Looper is all about. I mean, you can search for it yourself, but I'm going to go through things myself. Whether or not I do more than one video or stream of that, we'll see what happens, but yeah. Anyway, keeping in mind that encounter normally is 13, base, I think it has base 13 HP and does 1 stamina, so that's that. So it's the end, and it's also the end of the stream. So yeah, without further ado, yeah, there's a thing. Do I have that? One of the few times I'm not gonna answer the question, and I'll leave it at that. I'll let you know this. It's definitely not. Definitely, if I am acquainted with anyone, it's not anyone I know from the internet. So, yeah. But yeah, without further ado, I think this is gonna be where the stream ends. If you have any other questions, I'll close this out in another minute or so. But yeah, that's gonna focus on more video game development stuff. I would like to do other stuff. You know, obviously, there's a whole host of things I could do. I also have a bunch of games just sitting on my Steam library, but yeah, there's not really much else to do. But I think I'm more than comfortable not being acquainted with anyone on the internet in terms of, you know, romantic interest. That's that often doesn't go well, and knowing my RNG, as you've seen the stream, I'm not willing to gamble. Obviously, there's more to life than RNG, and more to relationships than luck, but with my luck as it is, oh yeah, I'm not going to gamble on that. But yeah, without further ado, thank you everyone for coming by. I really would like to thank you, but yeah, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Like, I do have a business to evil, but don't use that. You can comment on videos. You can DM me through Discord. I'll try to respond. I normally don't actually actively engage in conversations, but I'm not the one to initiate a conversation. But if you want to talk for whatever reason, for a good reason, then feel free to. But if you know that if I don't get to things, I might be busy doing something. But yeah, without further ado, I guess I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.